Welcome to Clicks and Coffee. I'm Alexander, and here we dive deep into the journeys of entrepreneurs and marketing innovators. Each episode, we uncover the challenges, triumphs, and unique strategies of our amazing guests, giving you valuable insights and inspiration. Our goal is to build a community of growth-oriented professionals ready to learn, collaborate, and thrive in the ever-evolving world of digital marketing. So whether you're here for the latest trends or looking for that next big idea, you've come to the right place. Let's get started. And today we've got Jayashree Dutta. She's the co-founder of Atronous. Jaya has been working in software engineering for the biggest company in the world, and I really do mean that, and is now working on solving the complex issue of digital product listings. So anyone in the e-commerce industry today should know and learn about Atronous and how it can dramatically improve the accuracy of listings throughout the channels and streamline the omni-channel submission process. Let's dive in. Jaya, thanks for being here.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
All right. So, I said some things in the presentation. So can you tell us a little bit about your career journey and how you got to where you are today?
Yes, absolutely. So I have been in the Silicon Valley tech space for 15 plus years. And most recently, I was helping build the real-time streaming platform at Walmart Global Tech. And before that, I have had many successful stints. I built the risk engineering and data science teams at Robinhood from ground up. Then I also helped build a customer service automation platform at Uber and led various cool projects at Uber Money. And then before that, I was doing advertising at Netflix. Before that, I was at the Real Real. I was leading their e-commerce buyer experience. And then prior to that, I was in various roles in QuickBooks at Intuit. And throughout my journey, I have loved solving challenging problems at scale, building high quality, great teams, and delivering impactful results for the business.
That's it. Now that's pretty impressive, and that when I read your profile, that made me super excited to talk to you because your career was so different. Like all of the projects were like so different. So now that you started this company, I'm really excited about what is it going to do and how it's going to really help anybody in e-commerce dealing with the problems of back-end e-commerce, I would say. So can you
Right.
tell us a little bit more about Atronous and like how did you get the idea, and then
Mhm.
what does it do?
Yeah, absolutely. So Atronus essentially is an automated intelligence cloud, if you will, which automates the entire process of listing creation, listing submission, validation, and then ultimately our goal is to accelerate the number of products which are listed in marketplaces. And a little bit of background about where this started. So as part of our entrepreneurial journey, we started solving a different problem. So I was building essentially a chatbot for enterprises. And then as I dug deeper and did a lot more customer research, we realized that there was a bigger problem. So the enterprise conversational tool was not that much of a hair on fire problem for the businesses we spoke to. And the more research we did, we realized that entire process of creating these digital listings, of being able to take these products and put them in marketplaces, that needs to be more streamlined, that can be much faster, and that the data quality can be much better. And so that led to the genesis of Atronus. And essentially, what we do at Atronus is we have a full intelligence platform which does four things. One is generate. So it generates all of the attributes which are required to list a product either on a web shop or a different retail marketplace. Then it does automatic translations or the data transformation. So what I mean by that is when you are listing a product on Amazon or Walmart or Macy's, the taxonomy structure is completely different. And teams have to spend a lot of time figuring out the right structure, the right schema to use. So we auto create all of that. And then the after the submission happens, we also help retailers auto validate the product. So the products, the feeds that they get from suppliers, does it meet their standards? Does it meet their compliance requirements? So we validate that, and we also enrich the data if there are any missing gaps. And finally, what we do is this continuous sync process. So retailers specifications change pretty frequently. And whenever these specifications change, we make sure that the suppliers are aware of the change, and we auto create and resubmit the data so that the data is always in sync.
So, for example, that could be like all of a sudden they decide to change the size of the photos, and so your system would automatically take the photo that you previously had, crop it
Yes.
or resize
Yeah,
it, and then resubmit it
exactly.
automatically.
Yes, many retailers have this specification that photos, for example, on their site have a specific type of cropping. So, for example, if they don't support square crop photography, but the ones that are coming in from suppliers are rectangularly cropped, then our system can do that transformation automatically, making it compatible with the retailer.
Now that's really amazing because, and I know you already have some tools that try to do that. Codisto that was acquired by
Mm-hmm.
Shopify,
Mm-hmm.
but knowing how it works, I know it doesn't work very very well. So that's pretty exciting that you're able to mix, I would say, big data and then AI to really do help. And so how so one curious question that I have is, how did you come up with the name Atronous?
That's a great question. So the it's the origin of the word. It's a Latin word essentially, and it means crazy cool or wicked cool. So that is what our mission is. So that's why the name resonated with me a lot.
Okay. No, that was pretty interesting. And um so far your system, so right now you're able to serve all of the marketplace, and I know that there are many more, many people trying to transform their big name into marketplaces. So how many platforms do you serve today?
Yeah, so we support the major marketplaces in the furniture and home decor category because our go-to-market strategy is we are trying to lean in on one category and expand opportunistically. So for that home furniture and home decor category, the most commonly used marketplaces are obviously Amazon, Etsy, Wayfair, Overstock, Home Depot, etc. So those are the ones that we are supporting right now off the bat.
That's already a lot. And that's already a lot. That's pretty cool. And so how did you decide to go into the home decor first?
Yeah, so it's a huge market and it's pretty underserved, is what our research indicated. So the entire space is about 4 billion plus opportunity in TAM. And then the CAGR, it's growing at 9% year over year. And so and there are not too many good solutions out there to streamline this entire process. So if we can help suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and even the retailers in this space, that would be a great accomplishment.
And so, with everybody, having this kind of problem of working in that environment, and me included, we always dread about like, oh my God, I have to another software, like another solution. So where does it fit on the tech stack of a company? So let's say, a lot of companies today, they would have a accounting software. Some of them have an accounting software slash PIM. So, some of them have a accounting software plus a PIM plus a connector. So where does Atronous fit in all of that? And how easy it is for any supplier or any retailer to use it?
No, that's an absolutely big challenge, especially in the retail space. So I'm familiar with the space, so I know that adoption can only be made better through seamless integration. So that's the philosophy behind Atronus. So what we did is we have connectors with the most commonly used PIM systems, the most commonly used DAM, digital access manager tools out there. Then we also provide connectors with databases like Snowflake, Postgres, etc. And of course, CSV file, Google Drive, and Dropbox, etc. So what we have tried to do is make the process of onboarding as streamlined as possible. So essentially, all you need to do is select some of the tools, the PIM tools or the other databases that you're using, and just allow us to ingest the data through APIs. And then once the training is done, we also the tool does not, you don't need to kind of continue to see what the result is by coming to that Atronus dashboard. You can see we have seamless integrations with PIM. So for example, if you're using, let's say, Salsify, then once Atronus generates all of the data, we can publish it back into the Salsify system. So you can, or we can generate a CSV for you that you can plug in back to your Salsify system to see the generated results. So similarly, if you want data to be generated, but you have your own feed tool for submission, then we can publish the generated data to the feed submission tool, and that automatically does the submission. So we have tried to eliminate the overhead of interacting with another tool and try to have seamless integrations with as many software tools as possible, so that you can still get the work done out of those tools while having everything generated automatically by Acronis.
So basically, the idea is not to create something that replaces another tool. Is really how you enhance already what you have without disrupting, I would say, the tech stack, and just
Yes.
like it's kind of like a bolt-on to any tools that you want, as basic as CSV file and as complicated as like a database system,
Yeah.
a database system that you would have at the most sophisticated system.
Yeah.
So that way you don't have to
Mhm.
change. You just
Yeah.
have to, add a little layer that instead of having a team of, I don't know, 5 people or 10 people that manages that, you could
Yeah.
really reduce that and accelerate that, uh, and,
Absolutely.
and and be more accurate as well, because
Yeah.
it really learns on what you already have.
Yes, exactly.
And so how do, because one of the great feature that I heard from what you said was the fact that it monitors each marketplace and make sure it's always up to date. So how do you manage that? Like how does Atronus manage that, and how do you know bring the feedback to the customer or the client?
Yeah, great question. So what essentially we do is we have all of these specifications around different categories from these marketplaces. Now, once we are constantly monitoring these specifications. So there is a near real-time system which is looking for any additions, changes, updates to the specifications. Whenever we notice that there is some delta or there are some changes, then we have essentially a subscriber model so that so we send a notification to all the subscribers who are submitting to that spec. And then our intelligent system, which is associated with these subscribers, also pick up on this change. And let's say there is a new parameter around having to provide, let's say, emission count or something like that, right? So then we would first try to generate that data from that particular supplier, that how can we calculate this emission count intelligently. And what we would try to do is send that back to their merchandising or marketing team for validation that yes, this is what we were able to produce. And this is a new mandatory field. Does it meet your standards? Once they verify that, then we would automatically add that as part of the feed and submit it. So this way we kind of keep the changes, the sync, the data always in sync. And we have like constant monitoring, alerting on any changes, and the ability to regenerate and resubmit as required.
That is very exciting.
Thanks. Big
I know
problem.
because it's a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
issue. It's like it's not a complex, so it's not a complicated issue, but it's a
Yeah.
complex issue,
Yes.
and it's a time consuming issue.
Yes.
It's always like, how do we set up the process? And then you set up a process, and then 6 months later things change and you have to redo everything. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited to hear what you have built. I'm super excited because it is going to help so many of our clients. It's going to help also the other business that I'm in, all security equipment, where we do manage 35,000 SKUs. So if
Wow.
we can have something that can really plug
Mm.
in and then help us, that would be super
Yeah.
amazing. So now I'm going to transition into the part that I'm very interested in as well.
Yeah.
As a
Sure.
digital marketing company, is
Mhm.
always one of the point of the podcast is to kind of figure out how do people start marketing and then grow marketing, and what's the plan. So you've been in huge companies that have huge budget, and then all of a sudden now you're like in a small company doing everything by yourself. So
Yeah.
how do you go about marketing your business, and what is the plan today, and what is the plan
Mhm.
tomorrow for Atronous to get the word out there?
Right. So currently, what we are doing is we have some lead generation, outbound campaigns, email outreach programs, then LinkedIn campaigns that are very targeted to individuals in these companies that where we believe we can have an impact. So that's one strategy. And then what we are also trying to do is to look into paid campaigns. That's something that I'm kind of working on. So with the holiday season, fast approaching, we'd like to launch a few Facebook, Instagram campaigns to showcase what our product can offer and how it can add value and accelerate the entire process of digital submissions. So, in also what we are trying to do is to attend various events and conferences. So, for example, we'll be at the High Point Market in North Carolina in October, and we'll hope to meet several, uh, potential customers out there, a lot of companies which are sort of struggling with this issue, and see where we can help. And then we also plan to attend an e-tail conference in Palm Springs in February. So that's a great way to get our brand out there and be very targeted about the audience that we are reaching out to. Also, we believe a lot in the power of word of mouth. So we also love to get feedback from our current customers about how they like our product and if they would like to talk about it on social channels, provide reviews, etc. That helps to get the word out there as well.
So you already have a pretty, for such a young company, you already have a pretty well established marketing strategy. I'm very impressed. A lot of, founders that I meet is more, oh, we do a lot of cold outreach and we attend as many conferences as we can, but you already have like a whole plan setup. That's pretty exciting. And so, since you're an engineer and you love data, uh, what are the top three KPIs that you monitor or that you want to monitor for your business?
Great question. So I think for us, the accuracy is most important. So accuracy of the attributes that we have generated, then the number of SKUs that we have processed overall, and the other key metric is that is essentially around the match rate improvement. So let's say the supplier, when they were creating all of the attributes, let's say they were able to only provide 50% of the data, how much have we been able to increase it by? Have we increased it to 70%, 80%, 90%? So coverage, accuracy, and also the number of SKUs processed are the metrics that we are measuring.
So really to make sure that like you're getting a product that is the best people
Exactly.
can buy,
Yes,
most
exactly.
accurate.
Yeah, I think this space is obviously um, uh, uh, ripe for disruption, and vendors and companies which provide very highly accurate data are obviously going to stand out. So that is what we want to focus
Cannot
on.
agree more with you, because a lot of the time there are a lot of people, and especially now, which I think is the big issue with LLMs or AI or any
Exactly.
company, is
Mhm.
a lot of companies say, yes, we have AI this, AI that, but then when you start using it, you realize like it's not accurate at all.
Not at
And it's
all.
like, outputs results, and you're like, how do I make it better? I was like, oh, that's how it works, and it's not
Exactly.
100% accurate. And I'm like, wait, I don't
Yeah.
care. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
paying, I'm not buying this software for it to work 50% of the time. I need it to work
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. So hallucination is a big problem. And so AI might be great for writing poetry, but that doesn't work in a business scenario. You have to provide or generate data within certain constraints, within certain parameters. There are acceptable values. And so those are the things that really matter a lot.
No, that's super exciting. And you have and I know you just started, but do you have a successful story you would like to share with us to kind of showcase to showcase Atronous accuracy and capabilities?
Yeah, absolutely. So one good use case showcase would be Istanbul Rug. So Istanbul Rug is a luxury rug company. They have 3 stores in the Bay Area and a Shopify online store. They're also doing starting to do omnichannel sales. So one of the problems they had was the speed and with which they could move their inventory from physical store to online. That process was very slow. It used to take them months to create all of the high quality photography, then essentially upscale,
Descriptions and all
yeah,
this stuff.
upscale those images, create the proper descriptions, and then get it ready for different marketplaces and publish. So we streamlined that entire process. We gave them a self-serve dashboard through which now what they can do is essentially upload all of the raw photography through a Dropbox account, and then we enhance those images, do background removal if required, generate all of the descriptions and content based on images and based on all of the other data that we are aware of from there.
Hold on one sec. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
telling me that from the picture you can output a description of the product?
A lot of features can be extracted from the image itself. So we use image captioning, image segmentation techniques to identify attributes like color, texture, then style, etc. Then whether it's contemporary or traditional, all of those different attributes can be extracted from the image itself. Yes.
That is
So
crazy.
yeah, so what we did is we obviously used a combination of their training data and those images to create high quality descriptions. And then we set up this workflow for them to, auto publish to Shopify. So now their entire process is running through our streamlined workbench, as we call it. And that has reduced the time it takes them to bring something online from months to a few hours. And that has also helped realize a lot of cost savings. And the most impactful thing I would metric that we have been able to move with them for them is conversions also. Now that they have high quality data, the products are a lot more discoverable, and they are getting a lot of more traffic, and the conversions have also improved.
Wow. Okay, so you're just starting, but it looks to me like as soon as people start knowing about your product, it's going to be very successful because it sounds like amazing and solving so much issue. Really,
Mhm.
and not just one issue. It's really like a lot of small issues, and really streamline that process of publishing and getting the right description and things like I a lot of things are going through my head right now, so I'm super excited. We have to take this offline and talk a little bit more
Of
about it.
course. Yeah.
And then you're just starting, but so right now you're doing this for the home decor, and what is the roadmap for Atronous for the next, I would say, next year?
Yeah, so I would say that we are also opportunistically looking into other categories. The next category that we are likely to tackle is jewelry, fine wear, because that's also very, very underserved. And then the other category that we are looking into are essentially shoes and footwear, etc. So expanding to multiple categories would be the next is on the roadmap. The other area that we want to focus on for next year is right now we are working mostly with suppliers, manufacturers on the supply side of the marketplace. We would like to also start integrations with the retail or the demand side of the marketplace, which is essentially the retailers. We're trying to become like their preferred vendors, attribute vendors as well, so that they can essentially ask or request their suppliers to use Atronus for their digital submissions. And then that what happens with that is that kind of creates a flywheel effect. The more retailers we're able to bring on, they can bring on additional suppliers. More suppliers come on, we can also partner with additional retailers. So we're trying to create that. And the third thing I would say is going to be very critical for us is partnerships, strategic partnerships. So, for example, there are a lot of companies that we work with who need high quality video assets, high quality 3D imagery, quality lifestyle photographs. So can should we like what parts of it should we build versus what parts of it should we partner with other companies in this space with to provide to, again, our goal is to streamline that process for our customers. So we want to strategically partner and sort of have an even higher impact, make an even higher impact for them.
Oh, that is very exciting. No, super exciting. And so I always have one question because that could be an entire other podcast, but we're gonna try to keep it a little, concise.
Mhm.
And now that you're really into like the digital machine learning and really at the forefront of what's
Mhm.
happening today. So
Mhm.
what are you excited about in the world of digital marketing, and what are you worried about?
Yeah, I would say that one of the big opportunities that I see are this shift to more and more of you know uh, like shelves. Essentially, items which are on the shelves will also start having data which is controlled digitally. Now that is a double-edged sword. Like it can have a different meaning for customers. Like even if they go to a store, they can probably the data that they see about the item, the descriptions, the price, all of the features will probably come from online. So, but that also opens up the doors to a lot of data processing, real-time data processing in the future. I'm really excited about that. Now, the other area of digital marketing is like more and more personalized content, more and more relevant content, which appeals to an individual, those getting published. So those are the things that I'm very excited about. But we have to be also very careful because the more you know. Uh, digital the more like AI is used in all of these digital marketing as well as product digitization use cases, what tends to happen is there are a lot of errors as well, and a lot of content which has no absolutely no human supervision. So it's a little bit scary. So we have to ensure that, like, as all companies in this space, such as ourselves, it's also our responsibility to ensure that models are well trained, that the data that we generate is accurate, and it's good for the data to be personalized, but not at the cost of accuracy, right? So it's very important to be authentic, very important. I would say integrity of the data is very important. So, I'm excited about the future, but at the same time, want to also
Worried about bad actors that do not
worried
care and
about,
just care about
yeah,
making a quick buck and then
yeah,
putting out and
yeah,
exponentially putting out bad
yes,
content.
yeah, very much so.
No, it totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. But I'm really excited about what you're doing, about the challenge you're solving. So really, I'm saying that again. Anybody in the e-commerce industry, period, should go on Atronous.ai and book a demo, because the
Yes.
website is a little limited, but let's book a demo. Let's see what it does. Let's see how you can fit it in your tech stack and how you can really improve the accuracy and improve the process of getting your products on all of the marketplaces. Because now really what we're seeing is a lot of the big companies that used to buy inventory now are like, hey guys, our name is famous, Home Depot, so we're just going to carry a set amount of products in the stores, but then we're going to open homedepot.com to a huge marketplace. And we're seeing that with a lot of companies, actually, because it makes a lot of sense for them. And
Mm-hmm.
even some companies, there is Zorro also. I don't know if you heard
Yeah.
about these people.
Yeah.
It's owned by Granger, and
Yeah.
it's a huge marketplace. And I think they have like hundreds of or millions of SKUs. I think last time I saw was like 5 million SKUs.
Yeah.
That is crazy when you think about it. So, and
Exactly.
you're gonna have to cut through the noise. So I hope that, like, with a tool like yours, it's
Yeah.
gonna help cut through the noise as well of badly optimized products that like
Correct.
lose visibility in the marketplaces.
Yeah, and exactly. And just to add to that, the marketplace algorithms are obviously getting smarter and smarter. And they are these marketplaces like Walmart, Amazon, etc. They're putting a lot of effort into boosting high quality listings as opposed to ones which don't have enough information. So it is very, very important to really like focus on creating high quality listings with accurate data, with data that converts.
Yep. Now I
Mhm.
agree 100% with you.
Yeah,
That's what we tell all our clients is like be as detailed and give information. People don't want to guess. Like they want to have all the information like right there in front of them. Do
exactly.
not lie to them. Do not, do weird thing.
Yeah,
Like be honest, 100% of the
exactly.
info right there and then.
Right, exactly. Hmm.
Jaya, it was a true pleasure to have you on this podcast. I'm like really excited about Atronous and what you're gonna do, and I'm sure that very soon we're gonna hear about it in a big way. So thank you again, and I wish you all the best. So again, Atronous.ai is Atronous
That's
dot
right.
AI.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It was a great pleasure.